and how are you? Today we're talking about where is your attention going? If you tell me where your is going, I can tell you a lot about yourself, okay? Where is your attention going? What do you think about? If you tell me what you think about, I can actually tell you a lot about yourself. I'm going to draw an image here. What are you thinking about? Where do your thoughts go? All right. Where do your thoughts go? I want to know, where are your thoughts going? If you tell me where your thoughts are going, I can tell you a lot about who you are. The thing that we don't realize, right, a lot of times is that, yes, we have a lot of thoughts throughout the day, but a lot of times these thoughts are something we can control. Sorry, thank you. I forgot to unmute myself. But I was saying that I can tell people how their life is going based on where their attention is going. So if your attention is going to things that are not really positive, right? Let's say like all day you're watching the news and you're scrolling on social media for stories that are not really beneficial, right? Or let's say you think about negative things, you spend a lot of time arguing with people and doing negative, like going through negative thoughts, I would say. I can tell you that your life is not going to be very positive because you're not thinking about things that are beneficial to you. Your mind and your brain and your mind, like you have like limited energy, right? So if you spend too much energy on things that are not beneficial to you or not things that are going to lead to better outcomes, you're going to regret it. Like, I'm just telling you the truth. You're going to regret it. I have this drawing. Don't make fun of me, guys. I have this drawing, and it's basically you and what you think about, right? So whatever you think about, that's where your attention is going. Whatever you spend time on, whatever you spend money on, that's where your attention is going. And a lot of times, like when you start thinking of your life as like a business and say, okay, like where is my money going? I'm tracking where my emotions are going or my thoughts are going, like a business tracks money, then now you're going to be more mindful of where you're putting your attention, of where you're actually like doing things, right? What you're thinking about, what you're saying, because now you're thinking like a business. So you don't want to waste your attention. You don't want to waste your energy. You don't want to waste your energy, right? So when you put your energy in things that are more beneficial, like, okay, instead of staying online and arguing, I'm going to think about money making ideas and actually start one today, right? Or instead of staying online and scrolling, I'm going like things that are negative, I'm going to look up things that are positive that are actually going to push me forward. I'll learn a new skill. I'll start doing things that are more productive, more positive, right? If your attention is spent on more things like that, you're going to see your life benefit so much more, you know? Because a lot of times, if you're spending your energy on things that aren't beneficial, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy. Hello, hi Jessica. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy. So that energy, that time that you have, very important for you to channel it where it needs to go. It's very important for you to focus on things that are actually going to benefit you, not things that are going to hurt you, not things that are going to bring you down, right? And how do you do that? You may ask, right? Well, oh, hello, welcome from Brooklyn, New York. The way you do that is by being very intentional for what you do, what you put your attention in, all right? So you need to be very intentional. You need to be very intentional at what you do in your life. Where is your attention going? So that's why I'm asking this question. Where is your attention going? And if you don't know, let me tell you, your attention is going to things that aren't beneficial. Because if you're not thinking about things that are beneficial to you, if you can't tell me this is where my attention is going, then that means your attention is going to senseless things that aren't even beneficial to you. Like it's going to things that aren't even going to help you in the future. There's going to things that are not going to get you closer to your goals, your future goals. So if all you can tell me is you don't even know where your attention is going, like that's the first problem. You need to be more aware. Yeah, you're not going to be able to control all your thoughts all the time, right? But even when you have a thought that isn't in line with what you want, you can easily just dismiss it and be like, yep, that's not important for me. Let me focus and replace that thought with something that is beneficial for me. You got to think of yourself as a business and run yourself smoothly. You don't waste time, you don't waste resources. And even if you do by mistake, right? If you do make a mistake, if you do have poor insight in the situation, you're going to reflect and say, okay, I learned from that situation. I'm not going to do that again, right? Or, okay, I learned from that situation. Now we're going to take steps to make sure that doesn't happen again. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't just keep making mistakes over and over again because time is money, energy is money, right? So you're not going to keep saying, okay, I'm just going to keep giving more chances and keep trying. No, if you're a business and an employee is messing up, you're going to cut them. I'm sorry, you're going to let them go. You're not going to keep them around just because you want to be nice and be okay and polite. No, you're going to cut that person off. Like, let's be real. You're going to cut that person off. You're going to tell them, no, you can't be in this business. You got to go, right? You have to think like that because that's how you're going to be more successful than just saying, oh, I'm just going to spend time and see if things work and all this. No, you know, businesses, they cut you in a second. If you're not beneficial, they cut you. Bye. Goodbye. Wishing you well. On to the next employee, right? On to the next business venture. That's it. That's it. So think of yourself like a business. Be positive as well in this because you know it's if it's new for you, like you know, it's new for many of us. You gotta just give yourself grace and just keep trying. You're gonna get better at it. You're gonna get better at it. It's a skill. You develop it. Thank you so much for joining the live. Just wanted to give you that encouragement to focus on what you're giving your attention to. Where is your attention going? Where is it? If it's going to senseless things that don't matter, that's a problem because your life is not going to look how you want it. Your life is not going to be how you want it if you can't even tell me where your attention is going. If you can't even tell me these things that I think about and do throughout the day are in line with who I want to be and what I want to achieve, right? And these things are like things that we don't really get taught, right, in school. So it's very important for you to learn this lesson now and teach yourself this so that you can actually benefit in life. You can actually do things in life and get to where you want to get. So stop being okay with minimal things that aren't getting you closer to what you want, and focus on things that are actually going to get you closer to what you want. I promise you, this is when your life is going to start looking like the dream life that you want. There's so many distractions in this world, so many things that are trying to call your attention. But honestly, if you can focus and just say, no, I'm not going to focus on those things that aren't beneficial to me. I'm only going to focus on what is beneficial to me, on what is going to get me in line with what I want to be, who I want to be. You've gotten it. You've gotten the code. If you can focus on doing things that are going to help you, not hurt you, right? And also take lessons where the lessons are meant to be taken, you've set yourself up for so much success in this life. Thank you so much for joining. Take care and focus on what you want.